you doing? Super. If you're new here to my channel, you're very welcome. My name is Akboy and I'm really excited that you're here today. There's always something to bless you here every Wednesday. And for every one of you that have been with me on this journey, thank you so much. I do not at all take you guys for granted. Thank you. Right, so today I just wanted us to just relax and learn some things from the Bible. So I'd read the book of Esther. Normally when I'm reading books in the Bible, I'm reading the Bible, like I would probably read chapters, a chunk of chapters, like 3, 2, 4, all depends, But this one had 10 chapters, and I read it all. Honestly, it was just too good to drop. I just kept reading until I finished the book, and I was like, yes. So I had some lessons that things that impacted me, and I just thought to share. And please put in the comment section as well things you've learned from this book, because I believe that every one of us, God reveals different things to us when we read the Bible. So there's some things that I've seen, there's some things you would have seen as well. Put it in the comment section so that we can all learn together. Yeah, good. So I'm not reading the book, I'm just like a summary of different chapters, what lessons really spoke to me in the book of Esther. Right? Good. Right, so the first thing that speaks to me here in chapter 1 was disobedience. So we can see the Queen Vashti, when the king had gave a command for her to be brought to display herself for himself and his officials. She did not come out. She just she's not coming. I mean, obviously she didn't like that command, which is understandable. But I just thought there would have been a better way to go about it. She should have been probably more strategic. She could have come out, made a plea, spoke to his conscience. After all, it was her husband, wasn't he? But she just outrightly disobeyed his command, which obviously he's the king, number one in authority and things like that. So the result was she lost everything, the crown and everything was taken off her. So it just really just knowing the place of authority in our lives and being obedient, obviously in this situation, if it does not something that goes well with your morals or what you believe in, I think there are other ways you could go about it. I think that's the first thing I learned there. Now if you go to chapter 2, Esther was introduced there. Now the king needed a new queen, isn't it? Because Vashti has been robbed of the crown. So in the process of getting the new queen, young maidens in town, and that's where Esther comes into play. Now if you look at Esther, if you read chapter 2, she obeyed authority and authority figures in her life. Her uncle, she obeyed everything her uncle told her to do. Now, even when she got into the kind of like the camp, let's say campground where all the maidens were, that they'll be brought to the king to choose, the person in charge, Haggai, kind of really liked her, found favor in her, and was telling her things. She obeyed everything that Haggai also told her to do. So kind of like she knew those that were more knowledgeable than her, and she respected them, and she really kind of listened to them and learned from them, because everything she was really paying attention. And she was a very focused young girl as well. Even though this person, Haggai, really took to her, found favor in her, she didn't misuse that privilege. When it was her turn to go into the king, you could see that she only took what he advised her to take. She didn't just get carried away. She was very focused. She followed authority. She knew who those people that were important in her life, and she listened to them. And at the end, we see that she was chosen. The king really liked her and preferred her, and she was made queen. So I think obedience pays. When you see people that have more authority in a certain area of your life, to be able to listen to their advice, be able to listen to their input in your life. So basically, having people that are more knowledgeable than you in your life, that can be accountable to, sort of. Yeah. Now, if we look at chapter 3, Haman was kind of introduced. It was like kind of like, if we're looking at the movie, like the bad guy. So he was someone that was really loved by the king. He was had great authority and all of that. But was really mean. Was a mean guy. Even though he had all of those things, was really kind of like almost, he didn't like Mordecai, which was Esther's uncle, because wanted Mordecai to bow to him and all of that, but he wasn't having that. So he really plotted to destroy not just Mordecai, but him and all of his people. So chapter 3 was really kind of like introducing the bad character, Haman, and all his evil plans for Mordecai and the people. Now in chapter 4, we then see Mordecai. Now she's Esther's uncle, but she was serving at the gate. Now Esther is not the queen. So when he hears about Haman's plan and all the things, was really sad and everything. Esther was like, oh, her uncle is sad, tried to get through to her. And then Haman tells Esther what the problem is and how she needs to help. Because she was terrified because the king had rules. You can't really approach the king. He has not invited you. She's like, well, can you send her servants? Like, she can't do this. Like, she's really not something she can do. But Haman taught her something, said something that was really like a great lesson. And it was like, we should have something in the sense that, so the lesson I learned from there is having a heart to help people when you have the chance and you're in certain positions. The positions we are in life is really to be able to bless other people. So if you have the opportunity to bless people, don't turn a blind eye that, well, it doesn't affect me, I can't be bothered now. In the long run, trust me, it's going to affect you, you know. That's one lesson I really learned from there in chapter 4. And the uncle, that's what the uncle told her. And Esther listened. As a girl, she listened so much to her uncle. She really respects her uncle. Now, another part I learned from this chapter again, from Esther's life. So Esther is a very wise lady. Now, she knew this was going to be, okay, I'm in this place of authority position where I can help my people. But it's a very difficult task to do. You know, the king is really feared, his commands must be obeyed. So she knew she needed kind of like backup. I need help here, I need prayers here, I need everyone to come out. So she told the uncle everyone should go fast, pray 3 days. I'm not just going to go in and do something. I'm going to do all the preparation first of all the prayers, everything. I and my maids we're going to fast as well. So she knew when to act and when to ask for help. And in this situation, she knew that this was going to be not something she can do by herself. She needed all of this backing. So we should be able to come to a position where, like, okay, I need help here. I need someone to pray for me. I need someone to help me do something. Know your limit. Know what you can do by yourself and what you need help to do. Esther knew that she could not do this by herself, so she called for backup. And another commendable thing in this chapter, the uncle he obeyed her command. Now the tables have turned. Once upon a time was the one in charge telling her what to do, and she listened to everything. Now he understood the times and seasons. She's in charge. She's the one who can help us here. When she gives a command, I'm going to obey. And he did. So really knowing when to be sensitive of when the tables turn in your life, seasons in your life. Don't just be very rigid. Well, I'm the uncle. How dare this little girl tell me what to do? No, he ran with her command and he made all the people to go pray for her. Now in chapter 5, we see that she now carries out her plan. She positions herself in a place where the king can see her. So positioning is good. You may have all the ideas, everything, you need to position yourself. There's a right place, right time, with the right people, something we need to pray for all the time. And the king saw her and then asked her to come, what do you want, and everything. Now she doesn't just go just bringing down all of our problems. She's very strategic. Honestly, please read this book. She feeds them, she gets a banquet for them, she feeds the king, and then she sends the king also to the bad guy, Haman. Please send for him as well. You know, feeds them, makes them, gives them drink. She makes them happy. So she doesn't just start with her problems. So something I really learned there, like, really to be strategic, plan. Don't just go, she just do things, she thinks things through a lot, you know. And that was very very good. So when the king sent, Haman was there with the king and then the earth, and she's like, okay, I'm not, king was like, what do you want? Anything you want, I'm going half of my kingdom. Like, she still didn't say anything. She's like, if it pleases the king, tomorrow she's going to come for the banquet, come with Haman, and she's going to, you know, that she's going to say her request, because the king was really, you know, wondering, like, what do you want? Anything you want, I'm going to give to you. What's bothering you, you know? Haman, the bad guy, was proud. He went back home telling his wife and his friends, you know what, I'm the best guy. I mean, has all of which he thinks. He didn't know that Esther was doing all of this because of him, but he's such a proud person. And then he goes home, tells his wife and the friends that even though all these things are happening for him, he's still really mad at that Mordecai that never bows down to him. And then the wife and the friends then advise him to get gallows that he could kill, and tell the king to pass a law to kill Mordecai. So he's going to hatch that, tell that to king the next day. Yeah. So now we get to chapter 6. The king, remember, Esther had like a 2-day plan. First day she's done the first banquet. Like, okay, we're going to come again. We'll do this again tomorrow. Please make Haman be here as well. She's going to feed them the next day. But that night, If you look at chapter 6, the king couldn't sleep. Like, he was thinking. I'm sure he was like, what's Esther up to? Why is she so um what is this? What is she really up to? I mean, he's happy, he's drunk, but he just kept thinking. And then in that moment, there's a book of records, like they keep record of people who do things. Like, oh, he asked, sent for the book, and then he realized that Esther's uncle Mordecai had done something, saved his life, but nothing was done to reward him. And so he asked, what has been done? Like, nothing. And then just there and there, Haman comes in and like, who's in the court? We need to do something. It was Haman. So asking Haman, oh, what are we going to do to the person, to honor the person, this, that. And Haman thinking pride is very bad, goes before I fall. All the grand things on the royal horse, wear him a royal hope, all the things. Because I was thinking, who else we did honor other than me? He just felt he was the only one that could be honored. And they said all these grand things. And then the king says, very well said. All what you've said, now go do those to Mordecai. Can you imagine? It's the shame, the humiliation, but he was just beautiful. That's, for me, that was like the best part of that, of one of the best moments in that book for me. The same person you're plotting to kill, the same person you actually come that money to kill, well, that's mean you have to celebrate that person. It had to be you. Oh my goodness. So that was really good. And also, another lesson I learned from there is, don't be worried in doing good things. Mordecai saved the king in chapter 2. Now this is chapter 6 where it was remembered. It was just written in the record, but nothing was done. So just keep doing all the good things you're doing. It's a day of remembrance. God is seeing, God is watching. If in your career, anything you're doing, just keep doing good. There's a day of promotion, there's a day of remembrance. Okay, don't get worried, just keep at it. Just the way Mordecai, something he did a long time, the king brought the book of remembrance, and that would happen there. If we go to chapter 7, I love chapter 7. Justice was served here. Esther explains to the king, and then the king tells the king everything and what Mordecai had done. What Haman had done to her people and everything. And Haman, that same gallows that he's planned to want to kill Mordecai with, was sent along which she was killed. Justice was served for Esther and her people. There was celebration in the land. Now bear in mind, the Mordecai, Haman had planned initially to make the king to sign a decree so that the Jews would be killed and everything. Now in chapter 8, that was it chapter 8? It was in chapter 8. A greater rule was then, because Esther had to plead like, my people are in danger. So the king then makes just whatever you want to put in your uncle and put in there to reverse the way avenge. So they made a rule that they can defend themselves when they come kill them, and so they kind of like safe. Not left at the mercy of Haman's bad law. And also Mordecai was promoted. In chapter 10 it says that he was second in command to the king. In chapter 9, all their festivals were reestablished. The Jews were happy, they were saved. It was a really happy ending of his story, really just showing that we can make a difference. Esther made a difference in her life and the life of her people. She could have chosen to be like, well, I'm the queen, I can't be bothered, that doesn't affect me, but she did something. So it was just sum this book up. It just shows that when we have the position to do something, help people, do your part. We all have to, just imagine if all of us, everywhere we are, we play our parts in it, in our families, in our society, every one of us trying to make a difference, the world will be a better place. And that's what Esther did. And I like the fact also to remind us that it's God promotes people. God cares for his people. Don't worry, God is a God of justice. It doesn't matter what you're going through right now. Just keep praying to God. Justice will be served. Just keep doing your best wherever you are. You'll be promoted in due time. And last but not very least, try and make a difference wherever you are. Okay, that's it. So that's, like I said, if you have any other lessons that you learned from this book, if you've read it before, please put in the comment section. If you haven't read it, just go read it. Like I said, it's 10 chapters. There's so many life lessons to be learned from there. I hope with these few points of mine, you go read the book of Esther. And I hope that you've been blessed as well with all of these lessons that we can learn from the book of Esther. Okay, right, and I hope you also read your Bible. Right, bye. And I'll see you next week Wednesday. And this video bless you. Share some of the things going to bless as well. Right, bye. If you haven't subscribed, I hope you make a difference in this channel and subscribe. Bye, and God bless you. Bye.